We are hosting a series of videos highlighting an employee in each department that has had an interesting and/or progressive career path within the city of Boynton Beach. Today we are featuring Georgian Charnes. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Perfect. In the library department, actually, but she has a very special title and a very special job. So I would like you to give a little bit about what you do here in the city before we answer the questions about growth and potential.
Okay. I'm the archivist librarian for the Boynton Beach City Library. And we collect and preserve and make accessible historical materials from the community. So it's a local history archive. And that includes photographs, scrapbooks, papers of small organizations or individuals, maps. It's a lot of things.
And the background behind this valued employee that we have is full of history, very well organized. And that is that unusual for a city to have a department specifically
for local history? Well, it's there aren't that many public libraries that have an archives department, but it's very common in all universities and historical societies will have an archival department for local history.
We're really lucky because honestly I've been in here and Georgianne has helped us in numerous ways because we're celebrating this year our 100th year for Boynton Beach. So you can imagine the documents and items that are held in this room that are very valuable to us as we continue to grow. When you first started with the city and in the library, I'm assuming, correct? What was your title then? Did you always come in as an archivist?
I came in as the archivist librarian, almost 2 years ago.
2 years ago, wow.
When we were in our temporary site.
I feel like I've known you forever. That's how closely we work together.
I feel like I just started because we just came into the new building.
Oh, it's beautiful. How long, so we've already talked about the 2 years. And a typical day for you, Georgianne, would be what? You come in and then what? And just take us through a typical day for you.
Well, number one would be responding to patron inquiries for materials or research. Here it's usually either the marketing department, you might want some photographs for something, or a patron might be researching genealogy or have a question and I try to help them. That's always the number one thing, is to help help patrons, just like the rest of the library.
And then tell us how you do this as the other part of your job.
Well, I get donations from the community. We're interested in collecting materials from anyone in the community. We really would like to increase the amount of diversity of materials that we have. We have good photograph collections, scrapbooks, and as I process them, I bring them in, I sign papers to get them donated, and then I will rehouse them so that they are preserved, and then I will make them accessible either by if they're photographs, I will do item level digitizing, I will do collection level descriptions, and I'll do some historical research on them, which is very fun. It's like being a detective.
We can tell you love your job.
I do. I love it. Do you want me to show you anything?
I would love to do that. I would love to see that. And is there any one favorite thing that you like to do more than the other, or is it all just very...
Well, I love the detective work, and I also love it when I'm able to really connect with patrons who are researching their history. I was able, over the pandemic, staying home, I was able to get some oral histories online, and they're available through our website that I built for the archives.
Can you go ahead and give the public the link right now so they can look?
Well, it's on the city. If you go to the city library, it says right there, Local History Archive, and it's very easy to navigate.
So it's boynton-beach.org/library.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it.
Perfect.
And then it says Local History Archive, and it's pretty easy to find. But, you know, when a patron hears the voice of a loved one who is no longer with us, it's a very emotional experience, and it's very rewarding. And also just knowing that I'm saving history. But I love the detective work. Like, for instance, I found this this little thing, and it was marked Hoover Girls Headband. That's all I knew. It was Hazel Daltrey, who had the house just down the block, and that was torn down in 2011. And so I found this little headband. You want us to come see? Right? I didn't know what that was. See, it's got a little. It's from World War I.
Wow.
And mostly I don't have items. I don't have museum items. I mostly have photographs and papers. But then I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I found in another collection, no, it's the same collection, but it's just a different place. I found a picture of her in this headband. And when I first, it was marked Red Cross. So there she is in the headband.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I digitize a lot of these as I can, and you can zoom in on them online. It's really wonderful. Anyway, so I did some research, and I found that the Hoover girls were trained to teach people how to conserve food, how to can, how to use leftovers, because there was a big movement about food conservation during World War I because they were starving in Europe. And so we sent food over there. Hoover was in charge of that, and that's why they were called Hoover Girls. And I just love learning these like little detective things that I do.
Beautiful. That's really special. So someone donated that to us recently?
Yeah. Not recently. This
Got it.
came quite a while. I think most of the material was collected by Virginia Frascacci, who used to be the director. And then other things have been donated over the years. And of course, we record all donations and give them accession numbers and paperwork clearance and everything.
So this entire room too, can you explain it has to be at a certain...
Right. It's we keep it at a low temperature, 70 or below, and we also keep it at a low relative humidity. So we have both the air conditioning going and heating going to control the humidity. And that's what you have to do.
Interesting. It's so interesting for the public to think that this position is in a municipality or a government and how valuable it is to the city's history. What advice could you give to someone that may be interested at a young age of pursuing such a career?
Well, I got my BA in anthropology, it seems like a lot of us did. And then my master's degree was in library science with a specialty in special collections librarianship. And I have another master's in communications. And then I did doctoral studies in archival administration. So there's a lot of education. There's also certificates you can get through Society of American Archivists. And really, you can go the public history route, or you can go library science route, and you can always volunteer at
So glad you said that. That was going to be my next question. Do you utilize volunteers to assist you in this particular?
We had a wonderful volunteer, Diane Dennis, and she's not going to be able to volunteer anymore, and I'm really sorry to miss her. Sometimes
So if anybody was interested, they could contact you
they
directly?
could, yeah.
It's surprising how many of our departments use volunteer services to work in our city because we just need the support and really appreciate our volunteers. So I know HR, you can, if you're interested in volunteering also, if you go to boynton-beach.org, there is a tab under Join Our Team, and you can fill out a volunteer application there, and it'll be processed to the department of which you are interested in. So I thank you today for
You're welcome.
Interviewing with us. I think it's very interesting for the public to see that and to highlight what we do, and appreciate appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.